dear learners, welcome to this session. Today we will be discussing about the Immoral Traffic Prevention Act 1956 along with the different interpretations of human trafficking in India. So we have a very good legislation which talks about immoral traffic prevention. And how do you relate this law with human trafficking laws in India? So we will be discussing the different provisions of this law, and there is a need to amend this legislation keeping in view the technological interventions and to have a comprehensive legislation on human trafficking. 2A of this act defines brothel, which includes a house, room, or a place or any portion of any house, room, or place which is used for the purpose of sexual exploitation or abuse for the gain of another person or for the mutual gain of two or more prostitutes. In this, we need to have, the technological intervention, because we know that, this crime is online now. You do not need physical spaces for exploitation. You have so many porn sites, you have so many internet mediums wherein you can have sexual abuse or sexual exploitation. We have in hotels, we have in resorts, we have destination places where people go for a week and then they are exploited. We have mail order brides. So we have to discuss all these issues under the amended law. Then child means a person who has not completed the age of 16 years. This again needs to be redefined, because in terms of different or maybe the Juvenile Justice Act what we have. So if we define child, and that definition is for all the legislations related to children in India, that will have a real sense. So it needs to be amended, and to have a child below the age of 18 years of age will be a practical definition for all purposes. Then corrective institution means an institution by whatever name called, in which persons who are in need of correction may be detained under this act. Now correction is not the right term to be used in cases of child trafficking. This has to be again amended, and any kind of trafficking. It can be for labor, it can be for sex, it can be for prostitution, it can be for organ. So corrective institution under the Juvenile Justice Act not only talk about correction of a child, but overall development of the child. So this definition also needs to be amended, and includes a shelter where under trial may be kept in pursuance of this act. So this again needs to be taken into consideration while amending this legislation. 2F talks about prostitution, means the sexual exploitation or abuse of the person for commercial purposes, and the expression prostitute shall be construed accordingly. So when you talk about prostitution, it needs to be redefined, because prostitution by consent and prostitution by coercion, by force, by abuse of power, by abduction, by kidnapping, by drugging that person needs to be somehow reflected in the definition of prostitution. Protective homes means an institution by whatever name called, being an institution established or licensed as such under section 21, in which persons who are in need of care and protection may be kept in this act. And now we have a Juvenile Justice Act, so this definition also needs to be accordingly amended. Then qualified persons have to be there, equipped, and other facilities have to be provided, but does not include a shelter where under trials may be kept in pursuance of this act, a corrective institution. So you have differentiated between a corrective institution and a protective home. Similarly, we have Juvenile Justice Act, which talks about child in need of care and protection and children in conflict with law. So I think this finds a equal footing along with the Juvenile Justice Act. And somehow, if we have a broader definition of protective home, wherein we also define the duties and responsibilities of people who are working in the protective home, that will be beneficial. Then trafficking police officer. First time in India we had the legislation which talked about trafficking police officer. Now we have, trafficking units, anti-human trafficking units, wherein all the stakeholders come and together in a multifunctional way work towards, addressing the issues of human trafficking. So trafficking police officer means a police officer appointed by the central government under subsection 4 of section 13. So punishment is there in section 3 for keeping a brothel or allowing premises to be used as a brothel. So any person who keeps or manages or acts or assists in keeping or management of a brothel shall be punishable on first conviction with rigorous imprisonment for a term of not less than 1 year and not more than 3 years, and also with fine which may extend to 2,000 rupees. So this is important in the event of second or subsequent conviction. That means you are a habitual offender, with rigorous imprisonment for the term not less than 2 years and not more than 5 years, and also with fine which may extend to 2,000 rupees. Actually, in terms of this definition or the punishment, that also needs to be amended. Even the fine needs to be amended in the existing legislation, because trafficking has become a very lucrative business for you people who are trafficking. So this amount of fine and this rigorous imprisonment of 2 to 5 years will not suffice to address the issues of human trafficking. Then 3.2 says any person who being a tenant, lessee, occupier or person in charge of any premises uses or knowingly allows any other person to use. Knowingly allows is very important. You should have a criminal mind. Your intention should be such that you are allowing a person to use such places as brothels, or being the owner, lessor or landlord of any premises, or the agent of such owner, lessor or landlord, lest the same or any part thereof, with the knowledge that the same or any part thereof is intended to be used as a brothel, or is willfully a party to use of such premises or any part thereof as a brothel, shall be punishable on first conviction with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 2 years, with fine which may extend to 2,000 rupees, and in the event of a second or subsequent conviction, with rigorous imprisonment for a term which may extend to 5 years and also with fine. This also needs to be amended because the conviction rate is too less, and the punishment should be such that you have spoiled the entire life of the victim or the survivor of trafficking. So you should be convicted with maximum sentence, and you should be fined with big amounts of money so that you dare not commit these crimes. Section 4 talks about punishment for living on the earnings of prostitution. If you live on the earnings of people who are in prostitution out of choice or out of compulsion is a big issue. Any person over the age of 18 years who knowingly lives wholly or in part on the earning of the prostitution of any person shall be punishable with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 2 years, or with fine which may extend to 1,000 rupees, or with both, and where such earning relates to prostitution of a child or a minor. This is very serious. When the child or a minor is in prostitution, then you are earning out of his exploitation, then you should be punishable with imprisonment for a term of not less than 7 years and not more than 10 years. This again needs to be amended because you are spoiling the life of a child. So much of trauma, so much of abuse the child is suffering just because of you being not able to earn for yourself. Where any person over the age of 18 years is proved to be living with or to be habitually in the company of a prostitute, to have exercised control, direction, or influence over the movement of a prostitute in such a manner as to show that the person is aiding, abetting, or compelling her prostitution. This is very important. Either you aid, you abet, or you compel her prostitution to be acting as a tout or pimp on behalf of a prostitute. It shall be presumed until the contrary is proved that such person is knowingly living on the earning of prostitution of another person within the meaning of subsection 1. So now the liability is on you. Procuring, inducing, or taking persons for the sake of prostitution. So this is trafficking. Any person who procures or attempts to procure a person, whether with or without his consent, this is very important, with or without his consent, for the purpose of prostitution, or inducing a person to go from any place with the intent that he may for the purpose of prostitution become the inmate of or frequent a brothel, or takes or attempts to take a person or causes a person to be taken from one place to another, transit, with a view to his carrying on or being brought up to carry on prostitution, or causes or induces to carry on prostitution. So, this is very important. You are trying to take that person for prostitution. You are inducing that person. You know that that person will be used as a prostitute. So, you are liable. Shall be punishable on conviction with rigorous imprisonment for a term which shall not be less than 3 years and not more than 7 years, and with a fine which may extend to 2,000 rupees. And if any offence under this subsection is committed of any person, the punishment is against the will. If a person is not willing and then you force him, that is trafficking, for a term of 7 years shall be extended to imprisonment for a term of 14 years. So in cases where you traffic a person, you force a person, then the punishment is till 14 years of age. Provided that if the person in respect of whom an offence committed under this subsection is a child, the punishment provided under this subsection shall extend to rigorous imprisonment for a term not less than 7 years, but may extend to life. So in cases of child trafficking. And as a minor, the punishment provided under this subsection shall extend to rigorous imprisonment for a term of not less than 7 years and not more than 14 years. So in cases of child, it can be till life imprisonment. In cases of a minor, it can be till 14 years of age. And offence under this section shall be triable in the place from which a person is procured. That means the place of locality. So we have source, induced to go, taken or caused to be taken, or from which an attempt to procure or take person is made, or in the place to which he may have gone, the destination or the transit, as a result of the inducement or to which he is taken or caused to be taken, or an attempt to take him is made. So either, even if the attempt is made, that is also punishable. Detaining a person in premises where prostitution is carried on. Any person who detains any other person, whether with or without his consent, in a brothel. So you are detaining a person in a brothel with or without his consent, in or upon any premises with intent that the person may have sexual intercourse with a person who is not in the spouse of such person, shall be punishable on conviction with imprisonment of either description for a term which shall not be less than 7 years, but which may be for life, or for the term which may extend to 10 years, and shall also be liable to fine, provided that the court may, for adequate and special reasons be mentioned in the judgment, impose a sentence of imprisonment for a term of less than 7 years. So if the court is convinced, then it can pass a judgment where the term is less than 7 years also. Where a person is found with the child in the brothel, it shall be presumed, unless the contrary is proved, that he has committed an offence under subsection 1, 2a, where a child or minor found in the brothel is on medical examination detected to have been sexually abused. It shall be presumed, unless the contrary is proved, that the child or minor has been detained for the purpose of prostitution, or, as the case may be, has been sexually exploited for commercial purposes. And this is why we need that the medical examination be conducted with proper care and cautious, because then you have interventions, legal interventions, wherein the trafficker or the accused will try to take all benefits. And if you have done the medical examination properly, and if this is a case of sexual abuse, then under this section the person can be punished, because you are trying to keep a child or a minor in brothel, and that child or a minor has been sexually abused in that brothel. A person shall be presumed to detain a woman or girl in a brothel or in upon any premises for the purposes of sexual intercourse with a man other than her lawful husband, if such person, with the intent to compel or induce her to remain there, withholds from her any jewelry, wearing apparel, money or other property belonging to her. So you just want her to do this sexual intercourse, or sexually exploit her, and you keep her jewelry, her apparels, her money, her property. It can be a movable property. Threaten her with legal proceeding if she takes away with her any jewelry, wearing apparel, money or other property lent or supplied to her by or by the direction of such person. Then this is a punishable offence. Notwithstanding any law to the contrary, no suit, prosecution or other legal proceeding shall lie against such woman or girl at the instance of the person by whom she has been detained, for the recovery of any jewelry, wearing apparel or other property alleged to have been lent or supplied to her or by such woman or girl, or to have been pledged by such woman or girl, or for the recovery of any money alleged to be payable by such woman or girl. So you just cannot exploit the vulnerability of a person. So the person is very vulnerable. You cannot say that, okay, you use this jewelry, or I gave you the jewelry, I gave you the clothing, I gave you the shelter, so I can exploit you physically, I can torture you mentally, and that torture and exploitation continues for years. Prostitution in or in the vicinity of public places, this is very important section. Any person who carries on prostitution and the person with whom such prostitution is carried on in any premises which are within the area of areas notified under subsection 3, within the distance of 200 meters of any place of public religious worship, educational institution, hostel, hospital, nursing home, or any other public place of any kind as may be notified in this behalf by the Commissioner of Police or magistrate in the manner prescribed, shall be punishable with imprisonment for the term which may extend to 3 months. Any person who commits offence under this subsection 1 is in respect of a child or minor. The person committing the offence shall be punishable with imprisonment of either description of a term which shall not be less than 7 years, but which may be for life, or for term which may extend to 10 years, and shall also be liable to fine, provided that the court may, for adequate and special reasons to be mentioned in the judgment, impose sentence of imprisonment of less than 7 years. Any person being the keeper of any public place knowingly permits prostitution for purposes of their trade to resort to or remain in such place, being the tenant, lessee, occupier of that place, or in charge of that place or premises, knowingly permits the same or any part thereof to be used for prostitution, being the owner, lessor, landlord of any premises referred to in subsection 1, or the agent of the owner, lessor or landlord, lets the same or any part thereof with the knowledge that the same or any part thereof may be used for prostitution, or is willfully a party to such use, shall be punishable on first conviction with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 3 months, or with fine which may extend to 200 rupees, or with both. And this section also needs to be amended, keeping in view the extent of abuse which is happening with a person, and the earning of the profit makers in terms of prostitution for commercial purposes. And in the event of second or subsequent conviction with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 6 months, or also with fine which may extend to 200 rupees, and if the public place or premises happen to be a hotel, the license for carrying on the business of such hotel under any law for the time being in place shall also be liable to suspended for a period of not less than 3 months, but which may extend to 1 year. This also needs to be amended, and the license should be denied to people who have these kinds of hotels or places, or it can be a house. And this imprisonment should also be amended and enhanced, provided that if an offence committed under this subsection is in respect of a child or minor in a hotel, such license shall also be liable to be cancelled. This is very important, that the licenses should be cancelled. Seducing or soliciting for purpose of prostitution, whoever in public place or with sight of in such a manner as to be seen or heard from the public place, from a building or a house, by words, gestures, willful exposure of a person, whether by sitting on a window, a balcony, a building, on a chat, on an online platform, this all should be included in this. Tempts or endeavors to tempt or attract, or endeavors to attract the attention of any person for the purpose of prostitution, because you have online ways also. So the online element should also be included in seducing or soliciting for the purposes of prostitution by an amended act. Solicits or molest any person, or loiters or acts in such manner as to cause obstruction or annoyance to persons residing nearby or passing by such public places, or to offend against public decency. You are creating something which is against morality, against public decency, for the purpose of prostitution, shall be punishable on conviction with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 6 months, or with fine which may extend to 500 rupees. Again, this 500 rupees needs to be amended, or with both, and for a term which may extend to 1 year in case of second or subsequent conviction, and also with fine which may extend to 500 rupees. Again, this also needs to be amended, because now it's a money-making business. Seduction of a person in custody, any person who having the custody, charge or care of, or position of authority over any person, causes or aids or abets the seduction or prostitution of that person, shall be liable on conviction with imprisonment of either description for a term which shall not be less than 7 years, but which may be for life, or for a term which may extend to 10 years, and shall also be liable to fine, provided that the court may, for adequate and special reasons to be mentioned in the judgment, impose a sentence of imprisonment for a term of less than 7 years. So it depends on case-to-case basis. So now we have discussed the important provisions of Immoral Traffic Prevention Act. We will continue this discussion in the next session, in the second part of Immoral Traffic Prevention Act, wherein we will see the role of the authorities, we will see other kinds of punishments, and we need that this law should be properly amended to bridge the gap between the period 1956 till 2020. So 2020 needs to be addressed. So online crimes need to be addressed, the new technological interventions need to be addressed, and you know, in terms of commercial exploitation, the amount of money also needs to be enhanced as fine, because you cannot use a person for your pleasure, for your, you know, a benefit, for your commercial gain, and the person loses his dignity, his worth, he is tortured, he is vulnerable and called a prostitute. Thank you.